I mention the name Suckling House to you and ask you where it was in the city centre, some of you may know immediately and others may think, rings a bell but not too sure. If I mention the name Cinema City, then I'm sure you'll know where it is. Located right here opposite St Andrew's Hall. The house has a history of belonging to wealthy merchants who also held important civic offices in Norwich, mayors, sheriffs and the men who acted as burgesses in Parliament. Norwich was, after all, a hugely important and wealthy city in the 15th, 16th and 17th centuries, so important men liked an important-looking house. The building was named after the family of Robert Suckling, who owned the property in the 16th century. But the oldest surviving parts of the house actually date back to the early 1300s. The centre of the house was, as it remains today, this great hall with its scissor brace and crown post roof. This would have been both Suckling's home and business. He was a mercer, a dealer of fine textiles such as silk and other great materials. And it's most likely that in fact it would have been a large household, both the workmen and the apprentices all living here with the family. The last known residence is in 1915 when the house fell into disrepair, eventually being purchased by two sisters. To tell us more, I'm meeting with Guy Martin.
From the early 20s, the Coleman Sisters took over the building when they purchased it, and they renovated it to how it is now. Essentially, it hasn't really changed a great deal, this part of the building. But what was important to us and the work we still do here is that they bequeathed it to the citizens of Norwich, that it always had to be used for the advancement of education and culture. We do lots of work with schools, so we're bringing school groups of all ages, from 6 years up to adults that we work with in their 90s. And this is learning about film, learning about how to appreciate film. We are continuing a very important tradition that belongs to the building, not just of the education, but also in terms of it being a place where people can meet and enjoy film, but culture.